All right, I'm looking at another NotWordle today. I haven't done one of these in a while. So the way NotWordle works is it's completely different than Wordle. It's not Wordle at all. We are guessing a 5-letter word. It is going to give us some clues to try and help us get to the answer word, but it's not Wordle at all. There's a bunch of different clues over here. So once we get their first guess in there, I'll explain what those are. I'm going to start with mama. I think that's an interesting start. It is kind of middle of the road for the alphabet. M's right in the middle. Interestingly, if we get a yellow, we'll know there's an M or an A, so, you know, that's something. So I'm gonna go for that. 11's a pretty good Scrabble score to start with, okay, so the first clue here, 11 is our Scrabble score for this word. And by the way, on the keyboard above me there, you can see the scores for individual letters. So the score is too high. Our Scrabble score needs to be lower than that. We need to go towards Z, so alphabetically, the word needs to be towards Z. The word is too common, and this 10, this is our word ladder score. So basically, if you did a word ladder, changing one letter at a time from mama to the answer, it would take you 10 moves. And the 5 grays means we have 5 grays, so there's no M or A in the word. So now we probably want to jump, you know, kind of halfway between M and Z, roughly. Somewhere like S, T, R, somewhere in there would be good, I think. That's not quite halfway, but, you know, U, V would also work. We could do something with a V, but we need to have a low Scrabble score, so that doesn't leave us much. You know, the V is a higher number, so we could do something like voila. We know there's no A. 8's not terrible, because the least you can have is 5. So I think 8 or 9 is kind of where we want to go right now. 8's pretty good. 8's pretty good. Because that leaves 9 or 10 in between if we need to be higher. And we have 5, 6, and 7 down below if we need to go lower. So 8's pretty good. Voila's not terrible. We know there's no A, but if we get a yellow or a green, that'll help us narrow down which letters it could be. So let's go with that. Okay, score is still too high. Go towards A. That's not too surprising. V's getting up there higher. Too obscure, okay. The obscure and common thing, I think, is not very helpful usually, but because it's hard to know what word is obscure and what's common. But we have one yellow, okay, and it's not the A, clearly. So V-O-I, and we don't have any greens, which means it does not start with a V. So going towards A doesn't mean just changing the second letter. So now I'm thinking R, S, something like that in the middle. We need to be less than 8, so we can't use, so the minimum here is 5, right? Because you have 5 letters. So we only have 3 kind of, well, at most 2 extra points to work with, because we can't be higher than 7. So that means we can't have anything higher than a 3. And if we have a 3, the rest have to be 1s. Could have 2 2s and 3 1s still. Otherwise, we need at least 3 1-point letters. And we know there's only 1 from O, I, and L, and there's no A. So that doesn't leave us, no, well, there's only 1 of O, I, or L. There could be more than 1 of that same letter, though. We could have like 2 O's. That would be okay. So what do we want to do? If we start with O, then I feel like, maybe S is better. We could do ST. We could do something like stoop. That gives us a 7. It'd be nice to do something that's a score of 6. Because that way we know what the score will be. Because it's either going to be 6, it's going to be lower, which is 5, or it's going to be higher, which is 7. If we do 7 and we get lower, then we still don't know if it's 5 or 6. So a 6 would be good. So I need a 2-point letter in there, which is D. Stood. We could do stood. Yeah, why not? What do we get? What do we get? Too low. Okay, so it is 7. All right. So go towards A. We have 2 greens now. So it could be something like, oh, but okay, so to get a 7, we either need to have 2 2-point letters, which there's only D and G as possibles, or we need a 3-pointer, which would be P or B or C. Yeah, because we can't have an M. Oh, we don't have an, we know there's no A. Okay, I was just thinking if the ST are the green ones. Well, what if the D, what if the S and the D were the green ones? Okay, so we'd have a 2-point letter in there, which would mean we would either need another, well, we would need another 2-point letter. We either need another D or we need a G. And we wouldn't be able to use a T or an O. We can't have an O or an A, so we need I. Something like this. But it would need to be, we'd have to have an I in there then, I think. That's not a word. Sided? Sided would work. That would give us the yellow I from voila. The S and the D are green from stood. It's 7 points. It's towards A, because I is towards A compared to T. That's not terrible. Common and obscure wise, I mean, I don't know. It seems about right. I don't think that's too bad. Let's go with that. Oh, okay. Towards Z. Oh, okay. So we needed to go towards A. Now we need to go towards Z. So clearly it is the S. The S is our green. Our one green here is the S. So the second green is either the T or one of the O's. So it is S. It could be ST. What would it be if it's ST? Then we would either need to not have a D, or the D would have to be fourth. So, but then if we have a D, then we need to have a G. So you'd have to do something like this, which isn't gonna work. So I think it would be a 3-point letter, P, B, or C. But we can't do an I or an O third if we do ST, and we can't do an A. What about strip? Strip. The I is the yellow from voila still. The S and the T are the greens from stood. The S is the green from sided. I think that works. Yeah, and so when we had stood, the word ladder was only a 4, and you could go stoop, and then, yeah, you'd be able to get there pretty quick, I think. I think strip's pretty good. Is it strip? Oh, I thought that was gonna be it. Okay, go towards A. We still only have one. Oh, so it's not the ST. So it has to be one of the O's then. It's the S, and it has to be one of the O's because it's not the T, it's not the D, so one of the O's is the, I thought for sure strip was gonna be the answer. So S something, and then one of the O's, and then we still need to either have a D and a G, which again, the D would have to be fourth, and then where's the G gonna go? No, I think it's gonna be a 3-point letter. B, C, or P. But, ooh, what about slope? Slope, so we'd have, the L would be the yellow and voila. The S and the O would be the greens and stood. The S is the green and sided, the S is the green and strip. This is towards A from strip, towards Z from sided. I think that's pretty good. Slope is good. Let's go with slope. Man. Okay, so go towards Z. I thought for sure, 3 times in a row now, I thought I had it for sure. Okay, so could it be the SLO? What would it be? But then the P would have to go towards Z. And it can't be C or B then, so it would have to be, it'd have to be a U. No, that doesn't work. So What if it's the S, L, and E? What could we do here different? It can't be I, O, or A. Okay, so I don't know. I don't know what to do here. Feels like the O and the S have to be correct. Not necessarily, but we know the S is correct. We know one of the two O's is correct. If it was the fourth O, then we'd have to have the L and the E. Something O-E. And yeah, and we'd need, no, because you need a 3-point letter in that third spot. So that's not gonna work. So I think the O has to be right. So it's S something O. If it's not S-L-O, no, I don't think that works. So I think it's gotta be S something O, which then means the P or the E is correct. What if we do S-P-O, spore? That's towards Z from slope, towards A from strip. The O is the yellow from voila. The S and the O are the greens from stood. The S is from sided. The S is from strip. The S and the O and the E are from slope. I think that works. And it's only 3 from slope. So from slope to spore, I mean, we're not changing very much. So that makes sense. I can see that. You could do scope, score, spore. So it works in 3. So I think spore is really good. Is it spore? Okay, finally. Wow. All right. Well, I mean, I thought for sure I had it several times in a row there, and I just wasn't quite getting narrowed in the right spot. So very interesting. It's tricky when you only know how many greens you have and not how many yellows. That makes a big difference. So, because you didn't know how many letters to use from each word. But anyways, there you go. Let me know how this NotWordle went for you today. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon with some more puzzles. But that got me thinking, what does "you're welcome" mean? And why do we say it? Or for that matter, what does the word... Okay, so that's where the R is. So the C and the H and the Y are no good, so there's gotta be an O. Oh, wondered. Okay, so we can do, ooh, we have peeking. It could be speaking, actually.